what's up, boys?
This is it.
That's
Again,
perfect. When I'm late, everybody else is on time. Yo, what's up,
Yeah,
guys?
like you're under 6 weeks out, so you're excused from everything.
Yep, I get the pass this time. What's up?
it. What's up?
What's up,
Rob,
Joe?
Robin, are you in Toronto
No
first?
problem.
Are you in Toronto or New York?
Toronto.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Toronto, Vancouver, and we'll go from there.
Olympia.
Olympia, of course, 100%. That's that's always the goal, right? All right.
Yeah,
So
man.
what's going on, guys? Kenzen, what are you eating?
Uh, this was 50 grams of oatmeal, 1 scoop of chocolate peanut butter protein, and one banana.
Oh, you're not gonna get big with one scoop, bro.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, what? Only one scoop?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Uh, I'm at like 190 grams of protein for the day already, and I got one more meal to go. I'm on like 2,300 calories right now. I'm trying to cut down a little right now.
Shit,
Yeah.
you're getting quick, bro. 2,300 calories.
Yeah, man. I know it's low.
You going to the beach or something?
Well, I mean, yeah, in a couple. Well, my job is kind of at the beach, but
Sure.
um,
Buddy, you probably burned 2,300 calories in one dive.
in one dive,
I mean, think how much calories do you think you burn in a dive? At least fucking 1,000, 1,500 or more.
Dude, he's not Michael Phelps, man. He's just floating around with a scuba tank on.
But you work all
well,
day.
I get, but you said a dive.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like I
Just
mean,
one dive.
I mean, like a day
Yeah,
of diving. Like that's
yeah,
right.
100%. 1,000 calories probably, yeah.
I would say it's fair to say it's between 400 and 600 calories per dive with the equipment and running, hydraulic, pneumatic tools, whatever it might be, swimming a 200-meter long ship. The Yeah, easily. But I didn't dive today.
No, and that's even like we were talking about before, Kent. And that's your job. Your body is now adapted to that amount of workload, so you're not going to be getting necessarily more benefit of fat burning by doing the same thing over and over again. It's like your body's already adapted to that. Similarly, with someone who has like a job where they're on their feet or they're walking around all day, like you just get used to that at some point.
Or like runners.
Mhm.
Runners just adapt to running. And like they just like their body is like really good at being efficient.
Yep,
Yep.
so true.
Well, shit. I
Ken,
guess I'm not burning
Kenton,
shit.
how
Oh.
high does your calories get like when you're trying to put on size with all that like extra activity from your job?
On days that when I'm trying to put on size, I'll add in another probably so it can depend on the dive, and I don't want to get too into it. Call it 500 calories. I'll add in on a dive day. Um, Typically, just
So
to
what
go
so
with
what's your
even
highest
numbers.
calories? Like how high have your calories been? Like total?
I've been up to 3,700.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Didn't
heavy
Michael Phelps used to do like 10,000? Is that true?
Yeah,
Michael Phelps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
he did.
least.
Yeah,
That's badass.
George
yeah.
Carillo.
You ever watch if you go on Matt Stoney on YouTube, he did the entire Michael Phelps challenge like for an entire day of eating in one sitting. And no. Yeah. Oh
What,
yeah,
what
man.
what was it? Oh, in one sitting? Holy fuck, that would be hard, dude.
Matt Stoney, dude, I'm telling you, I went through a period on YouTube where I was watching all these like competitive eaters, like just
Yeah.
it's insanity, man. I still watch like Beard Eats Food. Yeah, Beard Eats Food is a really good one. He's still going.
Yep.
It blows me away, dude.
Yeah, beard meats food is I don't know, like that must be so bad for your body though, eating that much food at once, like to put all that through your digestive system. Like that's gonna like I feel like these guys are gonna probably have issues down the road, no?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, man.
I
You
just
know,
watched something on Netflix. It was like a special, and they're talking about like microbiome and everything. And this one guy was a former competitive eater, and he
yeah.
was saying how he can't even like he doesn't even have an appetite anymore. He can't like every time he goes to eat, he has to like force himself to eat food because he has no appetite anymore.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's kind of I was just about to actually mention that guy before you brought him up because
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
gonna watch that. Is it worth watching?
Yeah, it was actually really it was interesting.
Dude, I literally went out and got zucchini today because of that
I
thing.
know. I went out and bought a bunch more veggies. I was like, I gotta eat more veggies, man. My
Dude,
microbiome.
Yeah.
yeah, like the way they break it down, like it's like you're like, oh, like it makes a lot of sense, like
Yeah.
But
So
then
yeah,
there's veggies that are bad for you. The veggies that are fucking high FODMAP, then there's the veggies that have high oxalate. So it's like, you know,
yeah, they didn't get into like too much of that stuff. They were kind of just like eat a wide range of like vegetables to basically have a diverse like microbiome. And like
yeah.
that's like ultimately how to be healthy. You know, it's a Netflix documentary, so they're trying to get the point across. It's like little cartoons and stuff, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
they're trying to get the point across to like the general public. So it's like, you know, it's good for that because obviously if you get too detailed with the GP, you're gonna lose, you know, their attention and they're not gonna get anything from it, right? So
I
but
was about to put that documentary around last night. I just started it up, and Natasha is like, "You really want to watch that?" I'm like, "All right, I guess not."
yeah.
So I put something else on. She's into Dexter right now, and I'm like, whatever.
Dexter, jeez, I was watching that years ago.
It's good, man, but it's just like I'm not into like the gruesome, disgusting shit like that. Like it's just so twisted, you know.
So you're not down for like a Saw movie?
I mean, I don't know. I don't mind them, but it's just like you got to be in the mood for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I find horror movies are like I never want to watch them, but anytime I do, I'm glad I did because like they're so intense. Like it really kind of like keeps you like into it
Yeah.
because you're just like on your toes the whole time.
Do you
But like
guys?
if you want to just relax, they're not that good because it's like your heart rate gets up a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any like really good horror films that you've watched and you were just like, damn, that was legit? They're hard to find.
No, Hereditary, man, has got to be the scariest fucking thing ever. You guys, that's like known as like one of the scariest movies.
Hereditary. I'm gonna
What it's
write that
called?
down.
Hereditary, man?
No, Hereditary.
Okay,
Hereditary.
let me look it up.
It's really good. It's worth a watch. You'll be shitting yourself.
Hereditary 2018 film. Yeah. Psychological, terrifying. Yeah, sounds pretty good. When the matriarch of the Graham family passes away, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry, trying to outrun the sinister fate they have inherited. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, man.
Oh, it's creepy, man. It's
Yeah.
creepy. Yeah.
Have you guys seen Hostel?
Yeah, it's
Oh
creepy.
my God. I saw that in
Worst scared.
theaters.
Worst scared. Yeah.
Oh my God. That one part when he slices his Achilles and he's like, yeah, you're
Oh,
free to go. You're
I was
free to
just
go.
about to say that. Just about to say that,
Dude,
man.
I saw that movie like 15 years ago and I still can't get that scene out of my head.
Dude, me either, bro.
Like that's what I'm talking about. That's the horror shit. You're like, yeah, I got my money's worth because that shit haunts me to this day.
Oh my God,
Right?
man. Or do you remember the part where he's like blowtorch in the girl's eye?
Oh fuck, that's so gross,
And
man.
it's just like her eye, like on like a stem, and then he cuts it and like all this stuff comes out of it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh
Um,
man. And then there's a Hostel too. Did you see Hostel 2?
I think I did see it, but I just can't remember it as well because I just the first one was like literally traumatizing.
So Hostel 2 starts off with the guy that survived Hostel 1. Within 10 minutes, he gets killed. Just like, oh fuck. And then it ends up being a couple of chicks that end up,
Yes. Yeah,
yeah,
the three girls, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then one of them like kind of like escapes and like just like starts like murking everybody.
yeah, yeah.
God
Uh
damn.
Jorge, what's going on, brother? Or is it
Hey
George?
man. Up to you, man. Can you hear me fine? Is
I
that
can
good?
hear you. You can hear you really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
All right, that's awesome, man. Thanks.
Thanks for
Well,
coming
up to
on,
you,
bro.
man. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for the invite.
Of course, brother. Happy to have you on. When did you get
Thank
your
you.
pro card? We want to get to it.
Actually last year in the North Americans.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool,
What
man.
class?
I did masters because I just turned 35, so I did masters. I won masters and then I actually won the open as well, so that's
Nice.
pretty cool. I was able to get two pro cards, which is pretty nice.
That's awesome. That's
Nice.
And then after that, I mean, jumped up right next with Kurt, so
yep.
I'm with him right now.
Oh, right on, man. Do you guys have a pro debut lined up yet?
Well, Kurt wants me to compete towards the end of the year. He wants me to switch up to classic, but we'll see, man. I mean, Kurt has I mean, he says my legs will come up. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see how I mean, it just depends on how training goes, how I recover, if legs keep growing or not. But I mean, I hopefully will be able to be classic, That's what I want actually.
Yeah. Kurt, how come you want him to go classic and not open?
Well, he was coming from physique, so to go from physique to open is kind of a big jump.
Yeah, for sure.
He could definitely do classic. I don't know if you go to his Instagram page,
Yep, I'll pull it up right now.
On size.
Yeah, I want to see actually. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested.
He's just been very humble. He's put a ton of size.
Here we go. What are we gonna find? What's your Instagram?
Picture I put up today was when he got his pro card.
Hey.
JC
JC
AR EO.
EO. I found
That's
you.
me. Yeah,
I
that's
found
me.
you.
Go.
Here we go. Get those followers up, bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah, look, this picture. If you go, there's a picture from yesterday down there.
This is a good video. Good quality.
When was this?
That was in
Last year?
Las Vegas. I mean, I got third over there, and then I jumped to North Americans, and that's when I first competed in 2018, and then when I got my pro card in 2023.
For sure.
Okay.
Cool.
What was what was your weight here? How much size did you put
Well,
on
look,
between
if
now
you
and
go
then?
down, there's a picture from yesterday up there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Is it this one?
It's down. Yeah.
This one? No. 4 weeks out.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So when I competed in Vegas. I competed at 96 kilos, which comes around 211. And then in North Americans is just 2 more pounds, which is like 213 or so.
Very nice.
But he's 260 now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big jump.
260 shit.
Oh, this is good. This is good here.
That's one of my athletes, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
He's actually like 4 weeks out.
I want to see a pic. I want to see a picture of your legs. That's why. This one?
Oh yeah.
No, that's
Let's
fine.
see. Just keep going down because that's actually I've been blogging because I've been traveling to Brazil and Mexico due to like all the people from Peru competing. So I help them, you know. So one of my athletes, I mean, went to South America. I mean, to the Arnold Classic. A lot of Peruvians went to the Arnold Classic, so I just traveled with them to be able to help them. I mean, the actual federation sent me with them to, you know, to be able to take them here, take them there, and help them with their peaks and whatever they have to do, you know.
Well, you got the quads. Quads are
I
there.
mean, I can get up. My glutes get striated. I think I just need more size on my hams, you know.
Yeah, hams, adductors. Yeah,
So doctors, exactly.
yeah,
See if
yeah.
we
I
can do
agree.
that.
Calves.
Yeah, well, calves, yeah. I have like the short calves, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Right on,
How
man.
tall are you, Jorge?
I'm actually 185, which comes around 6'1", 6'1".
Okay. Okay.
What do you got in your stories?
That's one of my athletes at my bikinis.
Yeah,
She's actually like 3-4 weeks out as well.
yeah. Whenever I follow foreign languages, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I can't read this.
Yeah. I get it. If you keep scrolling down, man, you're gonna see like some pictures of my legs, man. That were actually smaller. I mean, where you were on my Instagram page. Because I mean, since I've been blogging, I just have like a bunch of stuff, you know. But
Yeah,
if you keep coming down, you're gonna be able to see like a lot of pictures from like last year and so.
very cool.
Yeah,
Very
you
cool.
put on more size since then, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, so far, man.
there's
Yeah.
the leg workouts
That's
here.
like right. That's like after or before North American, something like that. I mean, I was depleted and stuff.
Yeah,
You see,
cool.
that's in Pittsburgh, actually. That's a pretty cool gym, man. That's a like an iconic gym, like where everything is old. They have like all these old school machines. Like they open like almost 24 hours for us. We get it.
What
I
gym? What gym
mean,
is that?
um, I can't recall the name, man, but I'll find it and I'll tell you.
Yeah, looks hardcore. That's cool.
A lot
What
of pro bodybuilders have been there. which is pretty cool.
What's the best gym that you guys have trained at?
The one I believe the Ironberg in Brazil. That's like the best gym ever.
Oh man.
The Ironberg in Brazil is like huge, man. Like
Yeah.
most machines over there are like Panadas, and seriously, it's just, I mean, it's just huge. It's like a huge spot, man. And there's also a really, really nice gym, which it's called the Dark House in Brazil.
Okay.
I mean, over here in Peru, we don't have like a lot of like great gyms. I mean, we do, but I mean, nothing compared to that, you know? Like I've been to like, I mean, Gold's Gym in Venice and stuff. Um, but compared to like the ones in Brazil, man, the ones in Brazil are crazy. At least the ones I've been to.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of like that here in Canada for a while too, until Pure Muscle opened up. We didn't really have anything that was like a mecca per se, except for
Uh-huh.
West Coast Iron, but that's in BC. So Ontario was kind of lacking for a while. You got a decent gym out there in Ottawa, though, eh, Joe? You train at 613.
Yeah, yeah, 613 is a good spot. It's just not like it's not a big gym, but it's got like every piece of equipment you really need. And the atmosphere is really good because it's a mix of like powerlifters and bodybuilders. So it's a lot of there's a lot of competitors around here that go there, and then same with like the powerlifter community too. So it's like a good it's a good community.
Is that your like home gym for the most part?
Yeah, yeah, I live like less than 10 minutes away, so it's like perfect for me.
Nice. Are you the only pro there right now, or is there other guys too?
The only other guy is I don't know if you know Rob Schneider. He's like a
Yeah,
bit older.
yeah.
Yeah, he's there. I think that's the only other guy there that's a pro that's a bodybuilder anyways.
And you've been training with Rob quite a bit, I see too, right?
Yeah, yeah, we started linking up kind of when was it like January or February? And so I try and get a couple sessions in with him a week just to like I like the way he trains, like the style. It's a lot more like, tempo control, focusing on like really contracting and not trying to like push the heaviest weights, especially now, like, I've been competing over 10 years. So it's like you start to like change up the style more and you're trying to like save your body and just like do what you need to do and not trying to lift the heaviest weights in the gym.
Yeah. How do you like training with Rob versus like training with Mike, for example? Big Mike.
Um, well, with Rob, it's a lot like a slower pace of the workout. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like with Mike, it's like really quick, like a lot of giant sets, and it's like you're done in like an hour. Versus with Rob, I think we usually train for about 2 hours. So it's like a slower pace that we go at, I find. So I like both. I'd say I lean towards more like the slower pace training sessions. Just because like I feel like I get more out of it, but like the other style's still good too, like once in a while, just for like a nice change up. But yeah, I kind of prefer the taking my time to like go through everything slowly because I feel like I get more out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know when you're training with Big Mike, there's like no chance that you're catching your breath at all for the whole workout.
No, you're doing cardio and training at the same time.
Yeah. He loves to kill you in 55 minutes. 55 minutes, all right, peace out.
Yeah, literally. He's like, okay, bye. That's it.
It's good though, but it also goes to show you that there's not like one specific style of training that just works across the board. I mean, there's so many different styles of training, and I think it's really good to have a mix of different styles of training because it gets you out of your comfort zone too.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I like training with like different trainers too. Like there's another guy at 613, he's a trainer. He's not a bodybuilder, but I've done some sessions with him too, just because I've seen like the style of training he does and I like it just because he's very like meticulous with everything, like rest times, everything like in between. And like he trains like a bodybuilder, but he's not actually like he doesn't compete or anything. And I've had some pretty crazy workouts with him too. So like I feel like just trying different styles and then like taking a bit from each is like kind of like the way I like to go about it. So I kind of like piece together like my own, I guess, style based on like everybody else's that I've learned from.
Yeah, for sure. Mo, how's your training with Antoine going? I see you guys going at it again now that
Yeah,
he's back in
no,
off season
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's good. He's in off season now, so it's a little bit funner. We're both kind of like chilling at the moment, like obviously just in like a cruise phase, but obviously train as hard as ever. It's funny, man. I actually like I'm eating less now, holding my weight easier, and I'm getting stronger, and like I'm on TRT.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny how that works out sometimes, you know. But no, it's great. We're going to the FitLog to guest pose in a couple weeks, so that should be fun. So trying to keep the stay off the cookies as much as I can from now until then.
Yeah, we had a question last week about who was going to win the FitLog guest pose between you, Justin, and Antoine.
Well, I mean, Antoine just competed.
Yeah.
I feel like he's at somewhat of an advantage, but no, either way, it's going to be super fun, man. I mean, it's going to be three big bodies up there, so I think the crowd's going to love it. Like, my plan is just going full blown. I feel like that's all I got going for me at this point. You know, I can poke out a few abs, and that'll probably be the most definition anyone's going to see from me.
It was actually a trick. It was a trick question because Robin actually said it was going to be him because he was going to show up at like 2 weeks out.
Well, now you gave it away. Now,
just watch the last episode. You would have got it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've never been to the FitLog class because there's always something that I have to do on that weekend. So it'd be cool to come watch this time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to checking out Quebec City too. I've never been, and I heard it's pretty cool up there. So,
and like it's a big production, man. Like like the FitLog Classic has how many different sports? Like it's pretty much like a big event. Not obviously to the same degree as like the Arnold or anything, but it's getting there, man.
yeah, there's like strongman and arm wrestling, and there might be powerlifting too.
Yep.
So there's gonna be a lot of bodies there. Big expo.
Yeah.
It's like the pure muscle and fitness expo. So
yeah, that's May 25th, right?
May 18th.
May 18th, yeah. So 1 week before New York, I believe. Or
yeah.
That's cool. So what else is going on in the bodybuilding world with you guys? Anything?
Robin, I sent you a link to that gym he's talking about in Brazil if you want to see it. I sent it to our group chat.
Okay, cool. Let's check it out. Oop.
Yeah, there's lots going on right now, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, things are heating up. Things are heating up.
Yeah, it is big time.
Do we want to talk about the New York Pro, or is that kind of like beating a dead horse at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good show.
It's
it'll be good. It's a good lineup.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see that one. I think it's gonna be super competitive. I mean, I saw Quentin at the gym yesterday, and goddamn, that dude looks crazy.
He does look crazy, man.
Yeah, his conditioning is dialing in now, like for sure. Like he was maybe like a little bit behind there for a bit. I know they've been pushing super hard, but it's really coming in now. And like the dude, you can tell he's a little flat in the gym, but even when Quentin's flat, like he doesn't really look flat. Like,
he still looks crazy, man. He dropped some pictures about an hour or two ago. Actually, I'm gonna feature him in a video tomorrow.
The gym looks really cool.
Yeah,
it does look cool.
The gym is actually amazing, man. It's huge. It has posting room. He has a podcast spot. He has food. I mean, he has a place to eat. I mean, the machines are great.
Where is this gym in Brazil?
Yeah, in Brazil, in Sao Paulo.
Oh, okay, cool.
I will say I'm not like super huge on like the crazy like red lighting type of stuff.
At that time, they actually do that, but I mean, before they have like different lighting. It's based on the actual hour. I believe around 10, 11 p.m. they change the lighting.
Oh, I see.
That is different.
Like it starts turning more into the nightclub style as the night goes on, kind of.
So it's actually the same lights that you see right there. They're like white. That's how it actually is before 10 or 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Before gym. Yeah, if you see, I mean, if you have Kurt, if you can send him another link, they'll see your. Yeah, so Kurt's gonna send you another link. You're gonna see, I mean, different lighting.
Why don't you like the red? I think it's cool.
You think? I don't know, man. I like the lighting at Pure where it's like really nice and bright. Personally.
Yeah, no, I like.
Yeah, it'd be cool to switch it up with something like that. I've seen some dark blues for gyms too. Like it'd be cool to try. I don't know about on a regular basis. I think bright lights are kind of the way to go, but it'd be cool to try.
Have you guys seen like those gyms that are kind of like nightclubs with like all the neon and like lights like going crazy and shit?
I think it's cool as long as it's not like overboard. You know what I'm saying? As long as there's not much.
It depends on your mood, right? Like if you're in the mood for that, but like if you're like 4 weeks out just dying and like you're in like a gym where there's just like lights and like nightclub music, like you'll probably upset you.
100%.
You're gonna punch someone out, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Too much positive energy for 4 weeks out.
There's a gym in Scarborough, and they have actually put in like a nightclub slash bar inside the gym. So they like renovated everything. And it's just so silly, man. Like,
Yeah, what is going on there?
you know, it's like you really should have like protein shakes, but they really just have like alcohol. Like,
Holy shit.
it's just like I'm like, whatever, dude.
Well,
Like,
is it like a gym that turns into a nightclub at night or something?
yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, yeah. It's such a yeah. Anyways, but whatever, man. Everybody's got their own thing that they want to do with their gym, I guess.
That's for like
Sounds like a bad sequel to like Night at the Roxbury, where they wanted to have the club like the outside is the inside and the inside is the outside. Roxbury 2 would be like the gym that turns into the nightclub at night. They really get into
Oh my
fitness and shit.
dude. I had a buddy who watched that fucking movie every single night to fall
Oh
asleep.
man.
And
bro.
this guy also had a pet squirrel.
Is that legal?
I don't know, man. He just had a squirrel and he kept it as his pet. And I'm like sleeping over at this guy's house. He's like fucking playing with this squirrel fucking night at the Roxbury. I'm like, I can't sleep, man. This movie's on. I can't sleep if it's not on, man.
That's so funny. So I watched that movie at least 20 times for sure.
It's a good movie.
Oh yeah.
It is. It's a classic. It's a classic.
You know what I was watching last night? The whole 9 yards. Did you see that with was it Michael Perry?
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. Yep. That's a good one, man. Yeah.
Yep.
I've only seen that once or twice though.
That movie's like from the 90s. It must be like I watched it. I'm like, wait a second. These guys are using like corded phones in the car. Like,
What's your guys' favorite Will Ferrell movie?
ooh,
Oh shit.
fuck. Ricky Bobby. What's
Talladega
Talladega Nights.
Me
Oh,
too.
That's
by
gotta be
far.
yeah,
By far.
hands down.
Yeah.
Step Brothers is fucking good though.
Step Brothers is good
Step
too.
Brothers, yeah, I'd say that
Step
one
Brothers is
second.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step Brothers, there's so many like classic one-liners in that one.
Will Ferrell almost never misses. Like I can't think of a movie where I'm like, that wasn't a good movie. Like he's always funny, I find.
The first Anchorman, legendary.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So good.
His book though sucks.
Oh, really? I would
Like,
never think to read his book.
It was what is it? What's the Ron Burgundy? It's like Ron Burgundy's like um not biography. Is it biography? I guess it would be. Yeah. Anyways, it's like
Bibliography? I don't know.
yeah, whatever. So it's like the story of Ron Burgundy, but it's completely made up. And it's just like so goddamn ridiculous. Like he's talking about like the hair products that he uses, and it's just like, all right, so it's like one page is literally just like his hair formula, and it's like, all right, you're gonna get like 3 rotten eggs. Like it's just like what the fuck, man? Like I'm reading through it. I got like halfway through, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just throwing this out. Like this is fucking garbage. I guess you got to be like really in the mood for like something that's just like totally silly and like nonsensical.
I don't know about that, man. I wouldn't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You got any
If I'm
questions?
for silly and nonsensical, I'm not reading a fucking book.
It really like you can tell like he wrote it though. It's like it's his personality, man. Like it's just like
Yeah.
like he's even like talking about like his dog and stuff. Like I don't know, it's funny. It's called Take Me to the Top by Ron Burgundy. So you check that one
I'll make
out.
sure to never read it. Sounds good.
Yeah. You know how I actually found it on the side of the street and picked it up and took it home. So somebody was probably like in the middle of reading it and they're like, oh, this fucking sucks. And they just like threw it out their fucking window.
Well, you should have did the same thing so the next person could do the same. Everybody sign
I
it.
still
This
have
book
it here, man.
sucks.
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
I used to literally have like a collection of books that I just found on the side of the road. I don't know how that started to happen, but it did. And most of them were just like not good books. So anyway. So I don't know. What else is going on?
I don't know. Do we have any questions there to answer? Or
We do, but I mean, we've only been on for like 20 minutes, so if we go right to questions. It'll be a quick one.
If you want to share your leg workout for me to be able to get them bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we do anything that much different. You know,
I
leg
know.
extensions, hack squat, leg press, lunges.
I got
You do high volume or low volume?
high volume for legs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. High volume,
Is that what you do?
lots of reps.
Yeah.
Lots of
What were
reps.
What were you gonna say, Mo? What's your leg workout for mass? You asked Mo.
Well-
He's the guy with legs.
I got a YouTube video of me and Antoine training legs, like when I first came out to Pure, and it almost killed me. So I was just gonna say I could send him the link. to that one.
Yeah, I'll do so. I'll check it out.
Yeah, you're gonna do a whole leg workout, and then at the very end, you're gonna superset barbell squats with walking lunges.
Crazy.
See how you like that.
All right, man. It's on.
Yeah, buddy. It'll
That's
be
brutal.
great. I'm literally traumatized to this day from that workout. It was one of
How
those.
many sets is that on the day?
Dude, I don't know. I think we did like 38 sets or something.
Crazy, man. That's
Jeez.
crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's
Antoine,
insane.
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it was like a lot of
yeah.
work.
Antoine's the one guy that can do high volume and high intensity like day after day after day and still recover from it. So,
Dude, I'm used to it now, but like when I first started training with him, like I was like baffled, like with how hard he trained for how long, with how many intensifiers, but still maintain heavy weights and like good form. And like, yeah, it was a learning curve.
that's the thing, right? It's like, anybody could just like jump in and like say train with Antoine or train with you, Mo, and they can like survive the workout. But then can you like go ahead and do that on your own and actually progress yourself that way? Because if you just go back and just start doing like what you were doing before and you don't ever progress from where you were from that point, then it's kind of pointless that really, because you're not really getting any benefit from it at that point.
Well, dude, yeah, and like I remember like the first like few weeks of training with him, like I was showing like didn't matter what body part it was, like I was showing up like kind of like nervous for the workout because of like just the intensity that we had and like the intensifiers we were doing and the supersets we were doing. It was like no matter what we did, it was going to be hard and painful. And then obviously as the prep went on, like he tapered off a little bit, like just the lower volume and things like that. But yeah, no, it was good. It shocked my muscle. Like the first 4 weeks I was here, I went from like 312 to like 326. Like
That's nuts.
yeah. It was good.
Were you
What's your
training with someone before you moved to Ontario? Were you training with someone like on a regular basis, or was that the first where you had a regular training partner?
Um, I had like a friend of mine back home in Newfoundland. He was big guy, like pretty strong, but he like worked 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off like offshore. So sometimes we would train together, but most of my workouts were by myself. And then, training by yourself it's good, obviously. Like I made a lot of progress, turned pro, made my pro debut doing it, but um I think it makes a big difference having a good training partner. So
Yeah,
I think it
absolutely.
does.
No, I just ended up getting one actually. The newest diver that I hired, he's just as big of a gym rat as I am. So me and him have been training together, and it's really bumped things up these last few weeks, man. I don't want to go back to training by myself for quite some time. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. I think it makes a huge difference if you have a good training partner or a trainer or something like this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
definitely, yeah, just hard to find, you know,
Very hard to find. Yeah.
especially long term.
Especially like amongst like other competitive bodybuilders, because bodybuilders are just so rigid with their schedules and their meal timings and this and that. It's like if you can actually find someone that you can link up with consistently, like that's a pretty cool thing.
You just got to commit. Like that's all it takes. Like, both people are going to have to sacrifice a little bit somewhere, but it's like if you realize the benefit of having a training partner and you think it's worth it, then you just like pick a time every day and just make it work no matter what. Like move meals around however you have to, move work around however you have to. Like that's how we've been able to keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a give and take, right? Like it's like, I'm sure you guys have had training partners where you're spending all the time like pushing them, and then when it's their turn, they don't really push you, and that's not going to work out, obviously, right? Or, you know, you get a guy and he hangs for a week, and then he's like, starts making excuses and can't hang anymore. It's like, sure,
It's
you guys,
all personalities as well. I mean, sometimes, your personality again, and then the other person's personality are not the same. So at the end of the day, both are training hard, but you're actually helping him more than he's helping you,
yeah,
or
exactly.
vice versa.
Yeah, it's a
Yep,
good point.
yep, yep, for sure. So, Kurt,
Mhm.
what do you think about taking 10 IUs of GH? Pros and cons of 10 IUs.
Um, Drawing a blank on the cons.
Yeah.
I like
Um,
that
I
answer.
guess cost, supply
Yeah.
would be cons, right? I mean, obviously, look, if you're pre-diabetic, not a good idea. If you're diabetic, probably not a good idea. If you don't tolerate it, I have athletes that don't really tolerate much more than two. Some younger guys that have higher GH, just it fucks their hands a lot.
Yep.
I mean, benefits. I mean, there's a ton of benefits. 10 IUs.
Yep.
Kind of where I feel
Do
like
you
that's
think it's something that has to be cycled? Do you have do you have like could you stay on 10 IUs of GH like all the time and like that would be fine? Or do you think that it's still only good to do that when you're like, blasting gear as well? Or should you like reduce GH when you go to a TRT? Like what's your opinion on that?
really tough call. I hate to make an absolute statement. You could probably stay in it longer than you think, assuming your
Yeah.
markers. Like if you're doing labs and like you could stay in it longer than you think. Like I've seen guys with HIV that have been on 18 units of Serostim for years straight.
Yeah.
And outside of having a virus, there's nothing wrong with them. So going by that, I mean, that's twice that amount.
Yeah.
I mean, in children with delayed growth, sometimes we use 26 units, depending on how severely stunted they are. I mean, it's a lot of growth, dude. That's like 3 generic bottles.
Yeah, that's a
They'll stay in
ton.
there for a couple of years generally, sometimes with Anavar too,
Oh wow.
depending, or Rimidex and Anavar. That depends on like the doctor writing it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not telling people they need to stay on 3 bottles of growth long term. That's not responsible of me. But I think if you're checking your health and things look okay, I don't think there's like some magic number where you just need to come off.
Yeah.
Right. There's no technical reason why you would need to cycle on and off GH. You don't cycle off your pituitary gland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't cycle off your testicles. If you're using GH, there's no actual science to show that you need to come off of GH. The pituitary actually kicks back on within hours of disuse. You know what I mean? If you injected like if you pinned 10 IUs in the morning, by bedtime, it's out. Your pituitary is already working again, unless you actually caused damage to it doing something or you had a tumor. So it's not, so unlike your testicles where like, if you stop test, you're going to be 4 months probably before your shit's working again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think you can stay on it. I'm comfortable to say if you're paying attention to your health and everything else is right, your diet's good, your lifestyle things are in check, and you're seeing a doctor, I'm comfortable to say that you could stay on a higher dose for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a weird thing that, what I feel like when I talk about GH online, people are like jumping on that, being like, whoa, your organs are going to grow. You're going to become diabetic and this and that. But they don't have any problem with like blasting tons of gear, for example.
And I'll be honest with you, I've seen lots of people with HIV. I've never seen organ growth in those people. You see like if you use Increlux and you use more than you're supposed to, which is common in our world, right? Guys use more than you're supposed to for Increlux. That can cause intestinal growth, but you could use a lot of it, like 1,000 micrograms. Your stomach's gonna be not well feeling well before it starts to get screwed up. It causes the lining to shrink and it causes the actual outer part to grow if you use big amounts. So like I'm not a huge fan of huge amounts of IGF per se, but I've never like you don't see the organ growth, the distended stomach. You don't see those things in people that are on large amounts of GH. That's other stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest myths for sure.
I mean, my waist got smaller on GH.
Yeah.
My waist didn't get bigger. I mean, your waist is tiny.
I feel pretty good on 10 IUs.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you're for a big dude, you have a small waist.
Yeah.
It's gotten smaller since last year.
That's what I'm saying.
And I've increased my use. So I mean, there's definitely other things that are I mean, the biggest thing is like the gut health stuff, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, if your gut's all blown out, like, yeah, you're gonna have a GH belly, but
I mean, as far as dosing is concerned, I think what people get wrong is like the whole like 1.7 or 2 units or whatever. The 1.7 is the ceiling for direct fat loss from growth hormone. There's indirect IGF fat burning that you and I talked about this on other podcasts. I would say that's not a like regular wellness doctors will tell you that that's a replacement dose. That's a replacement dose for a 40-year-old. That's replacing what a 40-year-old's lacking. So like you're not 40. So why would you use 2 IUs? Why would you give your body less than you produce naturally?
Yeah.
Like average teenager produces somewhere between 4 and 8 units a day. That's how they grow.
I thought it was funny how I had a comment with a guy saying that he knows that the top pros don't use this much. They don't go above 8 IUs. I'm like, we talked to all the pros. Like we literally go and ask them. And
I just
You guys are the fucking pros. Like fuck.
I mean, I have a bunch. I have a bunch as clients. I coach some of the coaches too. I know what everybody uses, and they all use the same shit.
Yeah.
Like the doses might vary a little bit, but like I can pretty much guess it. Everyone uses fucking more than a gram of test, and they use more than a gram of Primo, and they probably use more than a gram of Masteron, and they use more than a bottle of GH. And then they use insulin depending on how much food they're eating. It's the same shit across the
Every
board.
time I see one of those comments, I'm like, I just want to be like, that's why you're small.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
I
funny
don't.
when everyone doubts it, right? They ask the question, then you tell them, and they call you a liar.
Yeah.
No, that's what they use.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a guy saying, man, like GH is so expensive. Like, like 3 IUs is like
GH is cheaper than
that's like
Hormone.
that's as much as I can afford 3 IUs. I'm like, 3 IUs, dude, that's like a Starbucks drink, man. Come on. Like if you're gonna be that frugal, like I don't think you should do bodybuilding.
Or find a better source. Where are you getting it
Yeah,
from?
for sure.
That
Yeah,
is,
for sure.
GH is cheaper
100%.
than HCG now.
Yeah. And I mean, expense is all perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like when you're a bodybuilder and like you're serious about your goals, it's just like mandatory spending, really.
Well, it's like if you worked in an office, you have to buy a desk. Like you need GH.
Yeah, exactly. So I think these people are people who like sometimes I wonder if it's like an excuse to like not bodybuild for them or like not give 100% to it because they're just like, oh, it's super expensive. I can't afford GH, so I might as well not be a bodybuilder and like not put in the effort. Like,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it's
you
like
know
if
what?
you really want it, you're gonna go make money and get it.
You'll
You know what
find a
I would
way.
be curious
Yeah.
to get the guys on here, your opinion on that I see a lot now, and I think it stems from like the Victor Black, this like supposed safe use method crap
Mm.
that never existed before. Right back in the day, you had guys on drugs and you had natural guys, right? And they all did their own thing. Like natural guys were natural, right? And guys on gear did what they took to get bigger. And now you have this like weird group in the middle that's like they're like on TRT and they're like afraid to go above 200 milligrams of test, but they want to add Primo in there, but they want to add it at like 100 milligrams. And they
Yeah.
want to add GH, but they want to use like 1.5 units. It's like, fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where it even came from. It's like you're afraid to do drugs, but you want to do drugs.
Yeah. Well, it's like you want to have your cake and eat it too,
But I
I
just don't even
guess.
understand. But like, what is in my opinion, you'd be safer running 500 milligrams of test than adding all these other random shit, especially if you're buying stuff from unknown places.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's we're
I
all in the
agree.
mindset where it's like if we're gonna do something, we're gonna go all in on something. Like I don't think we know any other way because what are you gonna do? How do you half-ass like this is like our entire life. So how are you gonna go, be a professional bodybuilder, but just put your foot, like dip your toe in? Like that's not how you get there, man.
So, I mean, I can talk to you about this perspective over here in this country in Peru,
Mm,
South America. So, as an example, 1 unit of GH, you're talking about $4 to $5. Um, Now not only that, but as an example for us, $1 is like if you want to spend $1, we have like it's like 4 times our coin. You know what I'm saying? So for like
yep.
the people here, since it is a third world country, it's actually really, really hard for them to be able to afford. Not only that, but GH generic over here, it's super really hard to find if it's underground. So you can actually get it from the actual pharmacy itself. That's why it's so expensive, but it's actually
Mm,
pharma grade. So at the end of the day, I do understand that for a lot of people, I mean, they do want to do bodybuilding or whatever, or sometimes they do follow the steps to be a bodybuilder, but they do not check their health at all whatsoever because they rather spend their money on gear, like on a lot of gear instead of paying GH and not spend like $1 on their health,
mm,
So, I mean, it gets kind of complicated at the end of the day. So like over here in Peru, there's like we are like 10 pros in the whole country. And I'm like the first men's physique. So we have like 2 or 3 bikinis, 1 to 12, a couple of open guys.
which open pros are from Peru? I don't even know.
Um, they actually it's one's called Cesar Quispe or Cesar Quispe. That's like the biggest guy that we have. I mean, he no longer competes as far as I'm concerned. And we have a 212. And then we have another men's physique that's like 4. But most of open bodybuilders, we just don't have them because of the fact that, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we are like really behind when it comes down to like dosing and when it comes down to like gear and stuff. Like people don't understand here. Like they think they're gonna grow on like 500 milligrams of test,
Mm,
like exactly what you're saying, That's what they think, you know? So like for us to be able to tell them, hey, bro, this is not how it works. I mean, you're supposed to do this, and then you check your markets and stuff. And then once they see that they cannot even afford their labs and stuff, they said, no, you're wrong, blah, 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 because they want to hear, I mean, the stuff that, I mean, seriously, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're
Mhm.
honest to them and tell them the truth, they're going to find someone else that's going to lie to them, make money out of them. And at the end of the day, they're going to have like no results, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how it works on this side of the world.
George, how often, just so they can, how often do you and I look at your labs?
So right now we have done, I mean, it's been 4 months. We've checked like labs 3 times or 4 times so
Okay.
far. Yeah.
So almost once a month. That's what I'm saying. Like that's looking at your health, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like we're growing into something. We have to stay on top of every, you know what I mean? Anytime anything's off, we talk about it.
Yes, I mean that's one of the things that I really like about Kurt. Like he pays attention to like the details, and I'm the one asking him, "Hey, bro, but like, I mean, this combined with this, with this, with that. I mean, this is my health markers." I was like, "No, bro. I mean, you were actually sick, or were you feeling sick? Were you?" I mean, he has so many tools that at the end of the day, it will break it down for you to be healthy. You know,
Mhm.
so if anything, it's off, he will just fix it, and then we'll get some laps again and then go from there, you know? I mean, that's the really cool about Kurt. Like he actually worries about you. I mean, he's on top of you. So that's the best part of it. I mean, not only that, but I mean, even it's not like I have to talk to him like every day, you know? I mean, we just chat, we laugh, whatever. But sometimes, hey, Kurt, man, I'm eating like, I don't know, 800 grams of carbs and I'm still losing weight, you know? It's like, oh man, let's wait, you know, just a couple more weeks. Let's see, and then we'll go ahead and adjust from there. Or you know what? Let's pull laps. Let's do this. Let's do that. I mean, I mean, are you sleeping? Are you not sleeping? So there's a lot of variables that I mean, a lot of coaches, I think, at the end of the day, don't talk about. But like
Yeah.
Kurt is pretty detailed into it, you know, and that's how I am. So for me, Kurt is like a great match because of that, you know, because it's
Yeah.
like the same personality. I mean, that's how I am. I do care, you know.
I do think that's a good indication of a great coach is that you're not just going to be putting someone on gear just because they want to start their cycle. There's an American trend because well for us Canadians like it's pretty nice that we can get like 99% of our blood labs covered. You know, there's like
Mhm.
maybe one or two things you have to pay for like $30 or whatever. But you know, with the American guys, not all of them, of course, but there are some that it's like really pulling teeth, and they just week after week, I'm like, they're like, hey man, like I want to get on my cycle. I'm like, where's your blood work? And you know, maybe a few years ago when I was like more concerned about just making my clients happy, I'd be like, all right, man, we'll start your cycle, do blood work later, whatever. But now it's like you don't get your cycle protocol until you get your blood work done. And I don't care like how many weeks you have to go over that. I just, dude, like again, like just get it done. Like, I don't really want to have to pay out of pocket for this. I'm like, okay, so you're not comfortable with paying a couple $100 to get your health checked out, but you're cool with dropping a couple grand on a huge
That's
cycle. To
that's
me,
exactly what I
that
just told
seems
him.
a little bit crazy. So I, I'm glad you brought that up because that is a weird concept, right?
I mean, that's what I see on my daily basis. Nobody here does lab work, and then if they do, they don't understand like what they're reading, you know. And they say, oh my, like as Kurt was talking, you know, some doctors say, oh, ALT and ASTs is high. So you know what I'm saying? It's not like your GGT is wrong. I mean, maybe your orals or like whatever you're taking, you know, it's actually raising them. Even though if you play a soccer game and you go get your labs tested next day, they're gonna be high. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there's a lot of misinformation, and then there's a lot of people that they just don't want to listen. They just want to hear whatever they want to hear, and then at the end of the day, because they get results and they win shows or whatever, they think it's right. You know, and what can we do? You know, even though we want to try to teach them, at the end of the day, they're not gonna pull out labs, they're not gonna do their work. They're still gonna spend like thousands of money on gear. They're not gonna spend it on GH, and they're not gonna do the labs.
Yeah, and it just goes to
So
show you like you're gonna find the money to do the things that you want to do. If you want to go out and have like a nice dinner with your girl, drop $200, no problem. You want to go out and have a party, drop a couple $100, no problem. You want to buy a nice fancy Starbucks drink, you want to buy video games, whatever. But then when it comes down all blood work, a couple $100, oh no, like that doesn't fit in my budget. It's like, dude, What the
And
hell,
and,
man?
I-
You
and I'll
really
tell you
want
one
this or
more
not?
thing. And I'll tell you one more thing. Like over here, I mean, I try to educate people as much as I can, but here's the deal. Like over here, I mean, if you use test, or just test or whatever, why would you get off it? You know what I'm saying? If you already started it. So people here, like a lot of people, what they do is like they go in gear, 12 weeks, they get off, 8 months. They go in gear, 12, 16 weeks, and then they get off again, you know? So they
Mhm.
do their PCT protocols and stuff. So they keep it like real old school, or I mean, if you want to call it like that. So they think that's how you're supposed to do it. I'm
Okay.
like, bro, how are you doing a PCT? Okay, if you're not even pulling labs to see if your actual test, I mean, your pituitary gland is actually working. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
how are you telling me no? Because I already did my PCT and it's already been 2 months, so I'm ready to start my cycle again. Like, how do you even know that?
Yeah.
Like, how much progress have you lost doing that? Maybe you didn't even need it to. I mean, why would you get off? You know what I'm saying? If you're running like perfectly fine, as Kurt was saying, like on GH as an example, on his example that he was telling us, if everything is fine, why would you stop? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think there's a reason behind why would you need to stop.
That's a good question because there are some coaches who will say that you want to stop early, regardless. Like you're healthy, okay, now stop now because you don't want to go past a certain point.
Mhm.
Versus what you're saying is if you're healthy and you're feeling good, keep going, keep growing.
Exactly. I mean,
And why in the off season, why would you be using enough stuff that's gonna make you unhealthy anyway, right? The off season about eating,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like you're using tests, you're using an anabolic, you're using GH, you should feel good, you should be getting sleep, your mood should be good. You save the stressful shit for prep. That's why guys aren't running, at least not many guys that I know are running Anadrol and training in the off season because you feel like shit. You
Hmm.
can't eat.
Yeah, and even on a contest prep, people will automatically assume that, well, I'm on contest prep, so because of all the things we have to do for contest prep, my blood work's gonna be fucked up, so I'm just not gonna worry about it. But like we know for sure, like Antoine had really good blood work from his last prep because he was doing his blood work every single month, just like you guys do, because he was working with Dr. Dwayne Jackson, and I'm pretty sure he said that his blood work was like almost flawless, like just as is that right, Mo? Like I'm pretty sure because he
Yeah,
was so
yeah. I
diligent.
mean, he wasn't allowed to start prep until his blood work was perfect, like for a duration, I think.
Mhm.
And also blood pressure was perfect as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, and it worked out pretty good for him. I mean, he had a really good prep, brought his best look ever. And a lot of that probably has to do with just being so healthy. How and
Yeah.
he's off. That's a crazy thing about that prep for him is that, at the beginning of the prep, like people were kind of counting him out a little bit, and like, rightfully so in a way because he didn't look the same as he did when he had competed previously, obviously. But people really disregarded that he had been off gear like completely for a year and a half. And then training with him every week was crazy because you could see how sensitive he was to the supplements he was putting in. And like he was just like getting bigger and getting leaner. He put an inch on his arms from the start of prep to the end of prep. Not many people put an inch on their arms in a 20-week prep. Like,
Yeah, and even after 6 months of being off, he was still looking pretty damn good, you
yeah, of
know?
course. Yeah, of course he was. He still looked good. But then
Yeah.
like everything got bigger and his waist got smaller as the prep went on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just like mutated.
Yeah, he literally mutated. Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
I
cool.
put up those interviews with Wesley Fizzers, and like he's another example. He's just very healthy, takes a lot of care of himself, and he doesn't need a ton of gear, and he responds really well because his health is good. No one ever believes it, like
Yeah, no,
because he
people
takes
really
care of himself.
disregard that. Yeah, a healthy body is an efficient body.
Yeah,
You're going to
you
need
just
less of
say it.
everything. You'll need less of everything to get a good result, right? So,
It seems like a lot of bodybuilders, they think they can get away with stuff. Like, for example, just like not sleeping properly. Like, oh yeah, how much do you sleep? I sleep like 5 hours. I'm like, dude, you got high blood pressure, you're way overweight, you're not sleeping, you don't even wear a CPAP. Like,
yeah,
oh
don't get a CPAP machine. I run into that all the time, man. Like guys coming at me, like clients, and they're like, "Yeah, like it always starts like in one random check-in. They just start saying like, oh, like I'm so tired throughout the day. Like, is it all the food that's like making me lethargic, right?" And I'm like, well, what's your sleep like? Like, do you snore? Like, are you waking up often? And like, oh, my girlfriend says like I snore like super loud, and like they kind of make a joke of it, like, haha, like I snore super loud. I'm like, dude, you definitely have like severe sleep apnea. Like you're going
oh
around exhausted. You can't keep your eyes open when you're sitting down at work. I'm like, you have to go get a sleep study. And some do and some don't. But every single time they do, they get on a CPAP They feel amazing. Their weight starts going up. They get a little bit leaner. They feel healthier. Like, sleep is vital. I had that exact same experience when I got mine. I'm sure you guys can all relate.
Yeah, and I just got a brand new one because I got my CPAP in 2017, and I just got a brand new one 4 weeks ago. And, I mean, you guys can probably tell, like I transformed quite a bit. Like my face leaned out, like everything just got better because I'm sleeping, and now I'm also tracking. I'm tracking like this has a much better tracking system, obviously in the older version. So now it's telling me like how many times, like how many events per hour. Like I'm not having any, like 0.1 events per hour. It tells me how good the mask is sealed, like everything. Like it's just so much more dialed in.
Which
And
one do you have?
that's when you're sorry, what'd you say?
Which one do you have?
It is the AirFit newest one. I think it's the AirFit 11, I believe.
That's from like no, that's not Respironics. That's what's the brand of it?
Let me check right now. I think it's
Is
AirFit.
it's not Vital Air, is it?
Let me check right now my receipt from the CPAP store. Boop boop boop.
So did you buy that?
Yeah, I bought it. ResMed
Yeah.
AirSense 11 auto
Yeah.
set.
Okay. Yeah, I have that one too.
It's awesome.
I
I
have
think
that one and I have the Respironics from Philips.
Yeah.
I have both.
I think I have the ResMed 10.
I think that's the one I had too.
Dude, I gotta step it up.
Yeah, I mean, because that one's good, but this one's just like next level, right? So it's like
Does it have like a higher pressure, or is it just like a new machine so it's working better?
it has a regulation on the pressure. So when you breathe in, it literally pushes it in, and when you breathe out, it really lets you relax it out, as opposed to just like always pushing in constantly so much air, which I found the other one was like when you breathe out, you're breathing against the pressure, and when you're breathing in, it like just like there's so much pressure just like blasting your
Yeah.
face.
So what it is like, I mean, when you have your CPAP, there's like two kind of machines of CPAPs. So
CPAP and
one that it's
APAP, yeah.
actually, yeah, well, that too. But I mean, it's like a cost of like 100 to like $200 difference where you can get an auto CPAP. So as an example, it will regulate as you breathe. And then the other one is where you actually have to pull out a report and see where your starting point is and modify the pressure. So as an example, you'll put your pressure in between 5 to 8. So it'll give you the air that you need from that pressure.
Yeah,
The auto CPAP, which is what you're talking about, is you just press the button, man, and it will auto regulate with you. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
That's yeah.
if
That's the
it ever
difference between the
detects,
10 and the 11. Yeah.
okay, so if you ever detect, I mean, if the CPAP detects that you're lacking out of air, it'll push you more. You know what I'm saying? So you don't
Yep.
get out of it. So I mean, that's the coolest thing about it. So when you buy your CPAP, just make sure it's an auto CPAP. I mean, so you don't have to be modifying the pressure every single time. I mean, your body changes or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I have to do. I got mine just cranked out on 20 now. Like it's just maxing out all the
Yeah,
time.
so 20,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's quite a
bro.
lot.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Feels like
What's the unit of measurement though? What's the unit of measurement for the CPAP when it comes to the amount of pressure that it's putting in on you?
That's a great question, man. I don't recall that. I'll have to
Yeah.
Like,
look
is
it
it
up.
is it in PSI or like
hang
I
on.
don't know.
I don't know. It just
not
says
I'll have to
sure?
look it
pressure.
up. I'll have to look it
Okay.
up,
But
but I
the,
don't
the
know.
new ones are definitely nice because you can even like customize it even more. So like you can change the humidity, you can change the temperature of the air. Like
Yeah.
you can literally make the air warmer or colder if you want to, which the other one wouldn't do.
It's centimeters of water pressure.
Hmm.
Centimeters of water pressure.
Centimeters
What?
that like slash H2O.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go up and see it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really cool. And also like I really like how it just like syncs up on the app. You can get all your data. You can't
Oh
really
yeah.
see that, but like you can see like all your data here. Just like if you were to wear like an Aura ring or something like this. Well, obviously the Aura ring is going to give you even more data than this because it's on your finger and it's going to read like uh pulse oximeter. It's going to give you like heart blood pressure and stuff like that as well. So it's pretty cool. But I mean, still, like, sleep is everything for a bodybuilder, right? So, yeah, there's still a lot of guys that are not even using CPAPs at all. And another
Yeah.
thing that I'll do too, also, guys, is I'll wear a Posture Pro mouthpiece mouthpiece, which actually will set your jaw in more of a forward position. So instead of like when you're laying on your back, at some point, like as you relax, basically your jaw and your tongue can still slide back, and that can kind of close up the airways. But having a Posture Pro mouthpiece will just make sure that your tongue position and your jaw position stays constant throughout the night. So there is like a little bit of like a getting used to these things, but now I just sleep so good and I have like no problem like wearing all this gear.
Hey, I'm gonna DM you because I need that. I want
Yeah.
to try it. I haven't used it. I mean, I actually use a CPAP because I actually needed it. I mean, seriously.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh, we all do. Yeah.
I mean, it's not because of it wasn't because of my weight. I mean, when I was, I mean, when I weighted way less, I mean I don't know how it's called, the part of your tongue. I mean, the top part.
Yeah.
So my top part, yeah, it's down, you know. So every time I'll breathe, it's like I'll snore because I need surgery. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like you
yeah.
need
So
to breathe up.
exactly. So you're the perfect candidate for using one of these mouthpieces because it's gonna
Exactly.
set, yeah. Because you know a lot of guys are using the like hostage tape. You guys see like the mouth tape
Mhm.
thing. I'm not a fan of that just because it's such like it doesn't really set your mouth or your tongue or your jaw in a good position. It just keeps your mouth closed. So I tried doing that before. I would just drool all over it, and I still wouldn't really be sleeping that well. So, and the other thing that people do is like the tape on the nose,
Yeah,
and
it doesn't work.
yeah, it doesn't really work. You
No,
might as well just
doesn't work.
wear a CPAP and a
Do,
mouthpiece.
do you have your CPAP with like the nose thing or like the whole mask?
I
Yeah.
do the nose pillows. Yeah,
I have the full face.
Yeah,
yeah,
me too. I have a full face.
yeah.
I have full
Yeah.
face.
I don't breathe through my nose very good. I mostly
Same here. Same here.
yeah. So it's kind of unfortunate because it's kind of tough to breathe through your mouth only when you sleep, but it's better than nothing.
That
Yeah.
is the one thing where you kind of have to try on and actually try out the different masks, whether you do like the over the nose, whether you do the full face, or whether you do the nose pillows. You kind of just have to pick and choose like which one you're the most comfortable with and what works for you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did I did try the other ones, and I couldn't get past how sensitive my skin was. So every morning I would have like a rash from where it was. And there's like a moisturizer you could try putting on. There's like other stuff. I was just like I kept trying different things. I'm like, this is not fucking working for me. I
Yeah,
would also I would also drool, and like the drool would just like collect over here, and it would just be like all slime. I'm like, oh, what the fuck, man? So
yeah.
Man, you should try Dettol. Dettol works really well for killing everything that's on any kind of oral nasal mask. It'll kill anything that's on it, and it won't irritate your skin. We use it in diving. It's like in between divers, we'll disinfect the dive helmets, and that's what we use. It's called Dettol. You dilute it, and it's awesome for anything like that, man.
Where do you get that
yeah,
from?
You can get it at pretty much any pharmacy.
yeah.
Dettol. Dettol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We used to use Dettol a lot back in the day when me and my stepbrother used to get lice. We would Dettol our hair quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Dettol's a
dude,
really
but
good
that's
one.
the thing is like I tried everything, but now that I use the nasal pillows, I have no issue and I love them. I fucking love those
Nice.
Okay.
things. Yeah.
I'd love for you guys to try a dive helmet, man, because it is an oral nasal inside of the helmet, and it actually it creates an enclosed system, so your entire head is encapsulated, right?
Uh-huh.
And it puts it to pressure of about 135 psi for the regulator. But you can actually turn a dial. It's called the dial of breath, where you can actually adjust the pressure based on your depth within the water column, and it's hard to describe, but I'd like to just for fun. It'd be cool to see what the experience would be for that versus like the CPAP machine kind of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'd start to get like any of the claustrophobia feelings if you're not used to it being enclosed like that. I wonder.
And when I
You might.
first started using the CPAP, man, I mean the feeling was great, but after like 3 or 4 days, sometimes I'll feel like like I can breathe and stuff like that. You'll feel like I don't know, you get that feeling that you're gonna not gonna be able to breathe or something. I don't know, man. It's weird. You just have to get used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't like the helmet. The helmet literally cams you in with like in an enclosed system. You need a team to be able. Well, you can't take it off yourself, but typically you come out of the water and you have a tender that's taking the helmet off of you. It's very difficult to get it off yourself.
Yes, man.
Yeah, when you're in, you're staying in.
Hey, Robin.
Some getting used to. Yo.
I got to bounce in a second. I got to take my kids to get ice cream.
Yep, no problem, man.
And you got to take yourself to get ice cream, Kurt.
You know, Kurt's gonna eat ice cream because he needs those calories.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, fine. But before you go, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate peanut butter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my man. Yeah.
Like a moose tracks or what?
Yeah, I mean, we'd go to like an ice cream parlor, so whatever brand that's like homemade, I think.
Yeah. Well, we have
I'll eat any ice cream.
We've got Kawartha Dairy here in Canada, and it's so goddamn good.
Gelato.
I don't know if you can beat Kawartha Dairy though, bro.
There's a gelato place just down here on the waterfront, and it's like Italian. The guy owns an Italian restaurant and this gelato place, and it's made with like real whole milk and like stuff like that. It's top notch gelato.
Damn.
Yeah.
I gotta try it out after this prep.
What did you say? What kind of ice cream were you just talking about?
Kawartha.
I've never heard of that before, so I had to try that before I gave it a fair judgment.
Does anybody else know what I'm talking about? Kawartha Dairy.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. How good is it, Joe?
No, it's the best. Well, like when I grew up, it was the best because anytime I went fishing or anything like that with my dad, we'd always go to the Kawartha Dairy, like because especially out in the country area, it's like it's all there is Kawartha Dairy.
Yeah. And you know what, Mo, you're in luck too, because a Kawartha Dairy ice cream parlor just opened up in Burlington.
Get out of town. You want to go?
Yeah, but not right now.
6 weeks.
We'll wait. We'll go late July. When
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll bring our girls because, and then Natasha's like itching to go.
I'll go.
Our girlfriends talk all the time.
Oh, perfect. Let's go then.
Yeah, Chloe just said she's down.
Ask Chloe what flavor she's gonna get.
She's gonna get pistachio.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, she likes pistachio.
There's a blueberry cheesecake that's like unbelievable. Yeah,
oh, that'd be my pick for sure.
It's so fucking good, man. It's crazy.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right, we gotta stop talking about food though. Okay. Tips for people doing their first prep. What do you guys think?
Don't fuck it up.
Fuck it.
Hire
realistic expectations.
Yeah.
You're gonna be really hungry for the first time in your life.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be okay. That's my tip.
I would say it's gonna be harder the first time than you think it's gonna be. I think a lot of these first time competitors think it's gonna be like a lot of fun prepping, which it can be, but it is probably more grueling than it is fun until you've actually completed the process and got on stage. Then you actually have fun once you actually do the competing part. But don't forget, like 99.9% of it is just hard work. It's not, but you try to find the fun in it. Like we obviously we all enjoy the process of going through a prep. Kenton, you probably don't, but the thing is
haven't been there to enjoy it or not.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, you find the enjoyment within the hard work and the challenge, right? Yeah. So if you're the type of person who really enjoys challenging yourself, pushing yourself to the limit, then you're probably going to thrive on prep. But if you're the type of person who really prefers to kind of live your life in like Pleasureville and just kind of have always things like feeling good, I mean, there's going to be a lot of the times during that prep where you're just not feeling good. And there's going to be a lot of times where there's things that you have to do that you just simply don't want to do. And guess what? That's part of it.
Yeah. I think like in prep, like you need to be able to like, when you're like close to the show on low carbs, like suffering through a hard leg day, if you can like smile like in that moment, like you're cut out for it. Like you need to like embrace that, like, and just kind of like, just embrace it. Like understand that like being that tired and being in that position like means that you're on your way and like you're doing it how you're supposed to be doing it, right? So like that should bring you joy and happiness because you're right where you should be in those moments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that you said that. That's perfect.
Yeah. You know what? I actually suffered a lot prepping because I had sleep issues for like 6 years and I just actually fixed it like 2 months ago. I mean, actually less than a month ago. And every time I prep, like my first prep, I couldn't breathe through my nose and I won the overall. And like all of my preps, since I could only sleep like 3-4 hours or whatever or whatsoever, man, even when I became pro, I couldn't even sleep. And I just finally been able to fix my sleeping issue, man.
Yeah.
So for me, at least I can tell you, it was horrible, man, because when you wake up, you're actually feeling like crap, man, every single day.
Oh, we've been there, man.
Yep. Yep.
I know exactly what that feels like.
Even on the off season, man, I mean, it's just been like super hard. But I mean, believe me, just because of the fact that I wanted it so bad, I just
Yeah.
went through it, you know?
George, I'll tell you, man, last prep I had ulcerative colitis. And just to make the long story short, I wasn't able to actually sleep through the night because they would wake me up every hour and I'd have to go use the washroom and then go back to sleep. And every hour, every hour, every hour. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to like even get through the next day because I'm like, if I'm not sleeping, how can I possibly do this?
Right.
But the challenge of it and the fact that I didn't give up at the end was so rewarding for me that I was like overwhelmed with like emotion. And not only that, but it ended up actually somehow being the best I ever looked and the best I ever placed. So that's what I'm saying is like you really have to embrace those challenges. Really, if you want to be a bodybuilder and you want to do a contest prep, you cannot be a fucking quitter. If you
100%.
quit on yourself, you are
100%.
a loser because that's what
100%.
quitting is. You can never really be a loser if you don't give up. But as soon as you give up, you've just decided that, okay, I'm a loser now. That's cool.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
100% on point.
that's it, man.
That's 100%.
Okay, so going off prep, do you guys like to use injectable L-Carnitine on your preps? You ever use that
I,
stuff?
I never have.
Never used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used it.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah, honestly, I like it. I like it a lot. Like I've been using it for a while now. I use it all the like not all the time, but I'll use it like at least a few times a week before training. I notice a good benefit with like a good boost in energy. Obviously you sweat more. And I actually notice like sometimes I get better pumps taking it too. So I've noticed a good benefit with it.
Yeah.
And like obviously like fat loss benefits. Like I notice I stay leaner using it than like not using it. So
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah,
You take
I'm
that
also a
sub Q, I
fan of
guess. Yeah.
injectable L-Carnitine. I think it works really great. There's
Sub Q.
yeah, there's a product Mo from Biolabs, Burn from Hell that I've been using, and that's an injectable L-Carnitine with like some other stuff like B12 and choline and stuff like that. So it is really nice. And comparing it to like using like an oral L-Carnitine, which I feel like is not nearly as effective, doing like 100 milligrams or like 200 milligrams of injectable L-Carnitine, like you said, Joe, like it gives you like a really nice energy boost in the morning where sometimes I feel like I almost don't even need like caffeine. It almost gives you a kick, but it's not. I don't feel like it's a jittery kick. I don't feel like it's a anxious kick. It's just like a steady, smooth energy. And I
Stamina.
mean, the results, I mean, I'm getting fucking lean. So, at the end of the day, if it's going to give you a benefit and it's pretty, cost effective at the end of the day, then I would say why not? You know?
yeah, I think it's something you could use like year round, really, especially if you're like off season or prep, because like there's still benefits to it either way.
Yeah.
But definitely in prep, I feel like it's a lot more effective than like the oral form, and I think it's like an underrated fat burning product in prep that you can use if you get the injectable form.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay. Here, Layla, what do you got to say, Layla? What do you got to say? Do you use injectable L-Carnitine? Yeah, she's awesome. Um, what do you guys think are the pros and cons of using metformin versus berberine? Let's just say like using like a metformin. Do you guys prefer using a metformin or do you guys prefer using a natural GDA like a glyco HD or something like that?
I'd say Berberine would be something I'd use more. Like I would say it this way: like if I was on cycle, I would use both. If I'm just on TRT, I would just use Berberine.
Yeah. Do you guys ever feel like you get any side effects from metformin? Because that can be one of the biggest downsides that some people report. They get like gastrointestinal problems with that.
No, I mean, not for me. Like for me, as
Not
an
personally.
example, I rather use metformin because I'll get like 100 pills for like $10. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? So I
mhm.
rather use metformin. Like Berberine over here is like really hard to find and it's expensive. I can just
Yeah.
go to the pharmacy here and just get a box for like 100
Yeah.
pills.
And plus the funny thing about that is some people report that berberine gives them gastrointestinal problems. So I think it's one of those things that you kind of have to see what works best for you, because it's kind of giving you the same type of benefit, but metformin is obviously going to give you like more of that benefit. It's going to hit more than like a natural one. But for me, because I'm actually really sensitive to insulin to the point where I'll go like hypoglycemic almost too much if I use GDAs a lot. So I think it really comes down to like your personal tolerance and like where you are in terms of like right now, what are you using it for? If you're already like pretty insulin sensitive, then maybe you don't need a metformin. You could probably just use a berberine. Also, yeah, I mean, timing of it too. Are you using it just on your high carb days? Are you using it as an everyday thing, kind of a thing? So, yeah.
Yeah, like as an example, I'm just checking the price right now. It's $4 for 100 pills of 150 milligrams, like pharmaceutical stuff.
Yeah, that's
That's
cheap.
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
These
super
are,
cheap.
yeah, see, there's pros and cons for even living in Peru. You get the expensive GH, but you got the cheap metformin. So,
Man, I'd rather have cheap GH tell me about that.
hey man, I just messaged the Biolabs guy. He said he can ship GH from Biolabs to Peru, so go check it out.
All right, man. That's awesome.
And that's the stuff that me and Mo use, so it's good
All
stuff.
right, that's cool, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I'll DM you later.
yeah, for sure. Um, you guys want to do maybe one or two more?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Um, if someone wants to get huge, what are you gonna have them do? Just one word answer. Just want to see what you guys say.
Eat.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Fuck.
come on, guys. Like at the end of the day, what gets you big? Calories. I mean,
Food, yeah.
right? We were talking about Eric the Electric and all these guys. Go look at Nick Avocado. I mean, he's big. He gets big. He gets huge, and he eats a lot. Now, it might not be the type of huge you're thinking about, but obviously he's not eating a good bodybuilding diet. He doesn't work out any of this stuff. But I think people are they think that it's just the gear that's going to get you big. No, 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 no. Gear doesn't get you big. Food gets you big.
It's the consistency of everything, man. You just have to be
Yeah.
disciplined. Train hard, sleep, and then eat. That's pretty much it.
It's everything, man. You're so right. Bodybuilding is everything. It's not just the drugs. It's not just the training. It's not just the diet. It's fucking everything. And you have to do it consistently, like you said, all the time for a long time.
That's the right answer for a long time because a lot of people
Yeah.
say, dude, I'm gonna look." I mean, because of this, there's a bunch of marketing stuff, Instagram and stuff. They say 12-week transformations and stuff like that. A lot of people
Such
think they can get like from like being extremely out of shape to like contest shape. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I mean, come on, that guy that has been like super out of shape. Trust me, he has been on that shape before. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're able to like transform so fast, or like they have really super hyper good genetics. But I mean, other than that, it's not possible. It takes
yeah,
time.
yeah. It's a marathon, not a sprint, like they say, right? So if you're in the mindset that you want to get fast results, then you're automatically kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because you should be thinking about how am I going to be able to maintain this kind of lifestyle for a decade, or however long I need to actually reach my goal.
Yeah,
So
bodybuilding's
that's part of being
slow. It
realistic.
should it should be slow, right? Like
Yeah,
either building
yeah.
muscle, if you're trying to get big, it should be a slow process. If you're trying to get lean, it should be a slow process. Like fast and bodybuilding doesn't go together.
No.
No.
It's just not going to be good, no
and
matter what.
and the faster you live, the faster you fall. It's like you see these guys and they just, okay, I'm just gonna go crazy and try to get there as fast as possible, and they fizzle out and you don't see them again.
Yeah, yeah,
But for us, we've been chipping away for like a decade now, just slowly adding like 5 to 10 pounds a year, 5 to 10 pounds a year, 5 to 10 pounds a year. And then they see us now and they're like, oh man, like it must have been so easy for you. It's like we've been consistent, man, and we know how to be consistent, and we're not giving up again, right? There's no quit in this game.
It's brick by brick, man. It's brick
Yeah.
by brick. That's
Rome
it.
wasn't built in a day. Your body.
That's not exactly what I was saying.
Yo, you see these pants right here?
Yeah.
The
The
Juji
Juji
pants?
pants. Yeah.
Dude, these are my favorite pants.
is that a new design or something?
It's the swordfish fractals. I
Bro.
just thought they were really cool.
They're dope,
nice.
Dude, when I got these, I didn't take them off for like 3 days because they're so comfy.
dude. Juju
Gross.
can't be like that, man. I wear apparel almost every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they are seriously really nice pants. So
Good
yeah,
job, Gigi.
shout out to Juji. All right, one more. Let's do question about IGF LR3 or IGF in general. Do you guys feel like it's something that's necessary? Not necessary. Let me rephrase the question. Have you guys ever used IGF, and what's your opinion on it?
No,
No?
can't get real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do get real shit, you're spending an insane amount of money. So
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it in any way. It's not worth it to take the fake shit, and it's not probably not worth it to buy the real shit.
like
But
anybody I've known that's actually used it, like just like from what I've heard from them, it's like they didn't even like using a significant amount, they didn't see a crazy difference like end result like of a contest prep or something like that. So I'm like, I feel like if you're using growth hormone, like you don't really need that shit.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah, growth hormone is going to be giving you the IGF anyways, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the main benefit.
That's how I've always looked at it too.
Yeah, I've used the Biolabs LR3, and the only issue that I have again is because I have like a problem with sometimes going hypoglycemic. So what I found was every time I would take the LR3, like I would just be like uncontrollably hypo. It would just be like way too much. And so in that case, it's doing me more harm than good because if I'm going hypo all the time, my body's just going to start breaking down its own muscle tissue to keep me going, basically. So, I think it could work for certain people to break through plateaus, but like you guys are saying, like it's not like a make or break thing. And it's not going to be like that one thing that like, oh, that's what they've done to get so big. It's like, nah, man, like you use it like once a year, use it like 12.5 to 25 micrograms, and you can use it during a point in your off season or prep where you've hit a plateau just to kind of give you that extra boost. That's basically all it's going to do for you. Or if you do have a hard time kind of getting yourself more insulin sensitive, I think it can be kind of useful in that regard too. So, but yeah, I mean it's like, where are you going to pick, GH or IGF? You pick the fucking GH, man. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, well, Kurt says we can take like 20 IUs forever, so
oh yeah. Yeah.
what's the need for anything else?
Well, I know. Do you guys remember 2014 Nationals when Jerome Bravo won the
Yeah.
the overall?
Yeah, I was there. I was competing. I remember that.
Yeah. Well, he told me his cycle. Yeah, he said that he was doing 18 IUs of Sarostim, and well, I mean, he looked like this. So
Oh, good.
this guy's 5'11". He got on stage at 270 pounds. And there's
Yeah, that's
Mike.
pretty
Right,
big.
there's Big Mike right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck, that's a while ago.
that's a throwback, eh?
Barely recognize him.
This guy was a
He doesn't
freak.
have the beard.
This guy was a freak
No.
of freaks. Let me see if I can find another good picture. He's quite a bit smaller now. He was training me
Yeah,
actually
I
at
feel
one
like he
point.
he turned pro and then he just like went off the scene.
That's
You like
awesome.
that coaching style?
Yeah, love that shit.
He really is like a maniac in the gym. I mean, he made me do like 5.5 plates. And then he's like, okay, now you're gonna have to do 3 plates for 30 reps. If you don't do 30 reps, you're gonna have to go back and do the 5.5 plates again. So I was like, fuck, man, I'm doing 30 reps.
What a training philosophy, man. That's like that reminds me of like my hardcore basketball training back in the day where it's like if you don't run the suicides in the same like the right amount of time, then you have to like do them over again, like as a punishment.
Yeah, exactly.
That has no application to bodybuilding whatsoever.
No, it doesn't. No, I mean, it was just like absolutely just like ignorant training. But I mean, again, it's like you need something to get you through a plateau. I mean, get you through a plateau. Fucking look like this, 18 IUs, baby. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
15 IUs, let's go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, cool. Anything else you guys want to chat about? I'm getting fucking hungry over here.
No,
I'm gonna
other
walk
than that, thank
around.
you so much for the invite,
I think
guys.
that's a good one. I think we can end it there. We gotta leave
Yes.
some in the tank for next time, We gotta keep them guessing what we're gonna bring for the next one.
All right, boys, thanks for coming on. Oh, I got to
Yeah.
give a special shout out to apparently our most dedicated female listener, Grace McCluskey. I hope I said that right. I got to double check here, boys. It's
You're
hold
right.
on.
It is Grace McCluskey. I remember her because she tagged us in one of her posts or in one of her stories, and she gave us a shout out. So We really,
Awesome.
really appreciate when you guys actually share us in your stories, give us shout outs. That's what we need. So if you guys can keep doing that, it's going to help us grow and motivates us to keep coming on here. If you guys don't fucking mention us, then we feel like you don't care and then we get sad. So don't do that.
But we don't quit.
We don't quit. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
No quit, boys.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you're
Right.
sad. Doesn't
Keep
matter how
showing
you
up, boys.
feel.
All right.
Even if we feel like shit, we'll be back again next week. You can't get rid of us, motherfuckers.
Fucking right.
George, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and
Thank
chatting,
you,
brother.
man.
And
Yeah,
Joe, it's
thank you,
good
buddy.
seeing you as well, man. Kenzen, I see you quite a bit, but it's always good to see you as always. And Big Mo, keep getting fucking big, bro.
Yeah. See you in the gym, buddy.
All right, bro. We'll see you guys
All
next
All right.
You guys.
Sounds
See you,
good,
boys.
boys. Till next
Peace.
time.